Good.
Yeah, this is a serious press room.
First off, appreciate the video.
Oh, thank you, man. My apologies again, man. I got right on the plane and got here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Whoever went to that is cool. I think it's just me and you today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then Max over and Nick.
Oh, shit. Feels
Yeah,
good.
so it's just gonna be kind of like an open forum conversation. You know, everybody kind of knows about your success, but we want to talk about the great and all the new technology things you got going on.
Okay.
After transition, you know, still being a TV personality.
Talk about the Raycons. Let me pull out the Raycons.
Yeah, man, pull them out. Let's see what you got.
We got Scooty bikes.
I want to say I got it.
Scooty bikes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's like a little black case pop open.
Yeah.
It looks just like him.
Hold on.
I ain't gonna lie, my brother found him on the plane though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't buying.
We brought a gang of them out here.
These just new headphones.
These are the new E25. Cause I got the E55s, I got the E25s, I got the E.
Ain't nobody gonna steal. Can we pass them around?
Oh,
Yeah. Y'all can check them out.
These are the smallest earbuds on the market right now.
So what made you want to get into headphones?
Well, I mean,
sitting here in the AirPods, the beach. You know
yeah, my first passion was
was
electric transportation. You know what I mean? We put the magnet thing to it.
Oh.
Magnetized itself.
Oh, that's magical.
But
AirPod who?
yeah, well, my passion was electric transportation with the Scooty bike. I wanted to kind of create a new way for people to get around, but you know, when you like running a business and you investing all your own money, a product that you selling for like $1,200 limits you from getting like a mainstream worldwide, you know what I'm saying, support, because that number is a little high for just the average customer that wants to go out and get something that they like. So that's when I did the Raycon deal and started learning from my new partners, Mr. Lee and Ray Lee, and they started to tell me that we need to find some products that are affordable.
Right. At what point in your career did you kind of get interested in wanting to invest outside of the entertainment world?
I mean, after I just did a lot of songs and just trying to get songs on the radio independently is tough, man. It's like, it's a whole different hustle from having a record label, you know, support you. So with all the money we was putting into the albums and to the singles, just our return wasn't swift enough.
Right.
It seemed like we was putting so much into it and meeting so many cool people, but as far as financially, it wasn't like giving us a crazy conversion rate.
Right.
So I just said the next money that I make, let's put it into something else, like technology, transportation, and let's go for broke on something that I feel like we can make money for. Let your money make money for you. Because if you're talented, somebody gonna always pay you for your talent. So you can always make money if you got a skill, but all that money gonna get spent on surviving and living and, you know, helping people out. And sometimes you gotta take a chunk of that and just start investing. Every time you make it, just invest it, and just don't even look back on it, because it's gonna go anyway.
Right. So for students like us who live in Houston, where investing is not technology investing is not really big here, or like we don't really have leads on how to get into investing. If we wanted to invest our refund check or something like that, how can we get a little bit of knowledge about the things that are coming out or about to go public that we can put our money into before everybody else gets to know?
Well, I'm coming out with this show. It's like a web show I'm doing myself, right? It's called Tech Knowledge. I think people just gotta educate themselves on what they really like, because you can invest in certain things, but the best way to have fun with it is investing in something that you like to do.
Sure.
You know, like people come to me and say, yo, I got this deal, we can go make all these money on these houses over here, you got this cannabis business, you got this dentistry business. I mean, it's just a billion ways to make money, but what do you have fun making money for? Because that's what you should focus on, because it shouldn't be like a let me invest, like, let me worry. It should be like, yo, I'm excited about this. I'm gonna put my money up and I'm gonna put all my time and heart into it. So it's just really finding out what you love and what you think that you will be good at, and then learning. Just learning. You wanna invest in stocks, you know, learn what the NASDAQ and the Dow and the S&P 500, learn what all of those things mean. And once you get it, then you can find your own shortcut to the top, you know?
Right.
Like trying to educate yourself on it.
So music, TV, now into investing, how have you been able to kind of stay relevant? You're one of the people that are always in the mainstream in a positive way, you know what I'm saying? It always seems to be trending like upwards versus having to take 3 steps back and then finally with the PR team kind of cover up some stuff. How have you been able to stay relevant and keep succeeding?
Well, I mean, I always did my own PR, there was a time in my career where I went through this. I was lit, super turned up, right?
Right.
And it was working for me for a while. You know what I'm saying? For the love of Ray J, and you know, just all of the stuff I was doing was out of control. It was entertaining, but I was starting to like go downhill with just, you know, people who supported me from the beginning. Some of the songs and messages I started to focus on was a little bit just not relatable to the regular person that's intelligent, that's been watching me and Brandy grow up. So at some point I just had to switch up, and luckily by the grace of God I met Princess, and then I just started to look at myself on Love and Hip Hop and go, damn man, you a bad guy.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
You know what I'm saying?
How real is that reality space? I don't know how much you can get into it.
No, it's
being
real.
that you guys
It's
are kind of
real.
still recording, but
No, it's super real. It's a place where you come to, and if you come into Love and Hip Hop to become a successful entrepreneur, I mean that could be the platform, but it just takes this journey you gotta go on. And if it's somebody you love, like you putting it all on the line on Love and Hip Hop, because when people see it,
right.
you have your mom, your cousins, your people that you go to school with, that you work with, everybody got an opinion on everything you do. Sometimes you get fired,
right.
Sometimes people don't want to work with you no more because they seen a scene you did. So I started to just look at myself, and that was the biggest blessing, because I was just like, man, I don't like what I'm doing. I don't like the way I feel looking at myself like this. I know the way I'm feeling, other people gotta feel that way.
Right.
Bro, I needed to be that lit in order to put the flame out.
For sure. So when For the Love of Ray J came out, did you pitch that to VH1, or was that like, we selected Ray J and we kind of want to build this show around you? Because you were kind of on the forefront of these whole reality shows and trying to find love and stuff like that.
Yeah, 51 Minds is a production company. They did like Flavor of Love and The Rock of Love and I Love New York. They approached me and they said, yo, we want to do a show with you like The Bachelor.
Right.
But it wasn't The Bachelor. But it was a good show because we was just, at that point in my life, I just was really just having fun. So I was able to just do whatever on the show and make it real entertaining. But then Brandy and Ray J, our family business came, and then I started going to a bunch of networks, Oxygen, Weed, Reels, and started producing and selling shows, and then I came back to VH1. But Love and Hip Hop just shows you who you are, straight up. Like you could blame it on the producers and say that, oh no, they edited it wrong, I didn't say it like that. It's like, a lot of times you just gotta accept what it is and grow from it. And that's all I did. You know, I never complained about the mistakes I made. I just said, okay, if I messed up, if I messed over somebody or I did wrong, I'm sorry. You know, you gotta approach it and face it straight up.
For sure.
And then start making a change. So I think all my like technology and Scooty, all those blessings came from me just being with Princess and staying faithful, and then, you know, really wanting to build a family and be a good person.
Right.
I think it starts there, and then all of the real blessings start to happen. So then I started to create Scooty Bike in my mind and technology and start to try to want to do right and build for my own family. So I think it just starts with like a positive growth inside, and then I think God just starts to give you all the blessings you've been manifesting when you're ready.
Right. Well, speaking of family, it's noted that Brandy is your sister, Snoop Dogg,
Yes.
first cousin.
Shout out to Snoop and Brandy. Shout out to Brandy. Yo, Brandy just finished this album.
Yeah, man, you gotta bring Brandy to TSU. I also want to say shout out to everybody that put this together. You know, it's our homecoming. You know, we had a great faculty and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's dope for you to be here. You know what I'm saying? To just have this conversation with us, but. Growing up in a household with everybody being so talented, were your parents kind of musically inclined, or who kind of got you guys into music?
Well, my dad was always in church as the music director, so we had to go to church. We had to go to choir rehearsal.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't go to church on Sunday and I acted like I was sick, then I couldn't play after. You know,
Right.
like the same thing you get if you don't go to school. So we was always in church singing with my dad. And my mom ran H&R Block. She had like 27 offices she managed from tax business. So my mom managed H&R Block, my dad did the singing, and then it all kind of just worked together, you know. But Brandy was really the one focused on the music. Back then, I just wanted to have fun, you know. I had to like understand what it meant first. So I had to grow into it. But yeah, we get all our music from my pop.
Yeah, and then how were you guys blessed with the opportunity to make your TV appearances?
Well, being blessed to be in LA at the time, and then being able to just go on auditions, because all the stuff we got in the beginning was just from an audition.
You got to be in that environment to get those opportunities, right?
Well, I mean, lately, like out here, I was trying to do this audition for this Aretha Franklin movie coming out, but I needed to send my tape in, so I was trying to find an audition spot around here where I could go record something real quick and send it in. So it's you can do it everywhere now. Like you get a good agent, you don't even gotta go to the auditions place. You just do it from your phone or do it from a video, send it in, and then they'll look at it. So it's really just having an agent that know the projects. Okay. You can do it from anywhere. You could be in New Zealand and get a walk. Yeah. For real, yeah.
So before we open it up to everybody else to ask questions, my next thing is what is next for you? You got the technology, you know, you've done music, you've done TV. Is there anything that you are more passionate about now than you were, say, when you first started?
I think it's just getting back to the basics. Like I want to finish my music projects, you know. I want to do more TV. So whenever I get time after doing tech, I just take the money and invest it in the stuff I like.
Right.
But I'm really just going day by day, you know. I just feel like each company we put together, we still gotta do better, you know. So if we started a company 4 years ago, you know, I feel like 15 years of a good hard work, you will see a big outcome, good or bad. I think you set yourself up in these long-term deals so you can really see the effect of it. Because if everything happened overnight or in 2 years, everybody would be rich.
How do you deal with failure? Because you, or not necessarily failure, but
I fail a lot of times.
You know what I'm saying, on a decline. Yeah. When you've had like hot records like One Wish, Sexy Ten, and then you got to try to fight this battle of reinventing yourself in the music game. How do you kind of deal with the naysayers?
Yeah, the music game to me is a dangerous business because if you're a music artist, like your songs is everything to you. Like especially if you wrote them too, like it's like this thing inside you got. So when you playing them for people, you like really waiting to see what they feel about the song. And if you say something sideways, you know, you might start tripping out, right? So it's an emotional game. It's not just about hardcore facts. So for me, you know, just staying true to it. Like mostly every song I put out, nobody liked at first, like the radio stations and the PDs. Right. But you gotta get them to like, you gotta get them to hear it. You gotta get them to see it. Like the no should be the main thing you want to hear, so it drives you to create yeses everywhere. Right. You know? So you know, my whole career, all the stuff I put out, people laughed at first. They was laughing, and I was just like, man, I just know it's good. You know, I didn't take it personal. Right. I was just like, I just gotta get to you to see, for you to see that this is like the new wave. You know, so you just through all of the like, I guess the complications and the downs you go through, even when you make mistakes, all of those things you need in order to really, when it really comes to you, you can appreciate it and take care of it the right way. Because a lot of times you get all this money or all this success in the beginning, you still gotta make your mistakes. You gotta grow. There's no way not to make a mistake, right? You can try as long as you want, but to make the mistake and fail gives you the full picture of it now. I know what to do, what not to do. A lot of times when people never failed, and then when it happens, they don't know how to get back up. Right. You get what I mean? So I think going down and losing sometimes makes you like the real superhuman you are, you know? Right.
So what would you tell yourself, starting off the Ray J, who you were then to who you are now?
Till now?
Best advice you give yourself?
Just do it the same. Do it exactly how I did it, you know, because you know, even though I was wilding out and going crazy, I was still trying to be careful not to like have a bunch of kids floating around. Right. And listen, a bunch of my friends got kids, right? So it's okay. But in the life that I lived and how turned up I was, I should probably have like 6 or 7 running around. But I didn't, because I still was thinking about the future and trying to move at the right speed. So I would just tell myself, do it again the same way. But just listen to your heart, because your intuition telling you a bunch of stuff, and then you're like, nah, it's like don't go there. Stay with your intuition, like whatever your inside telling you, and then the other you is telling you that, trying to pull you away. It's like God and the devil. Like you got both like talking to you. Right. But the pure you just always gotta listen to that, because a lot of decisions I should have made, like even single choices, like I had songs like Melody, Out the Ghetto, Anytime. Like some really good quality songs that I should have listened to people when they said release it. Now I want to stay turned up.
Right.
Now I want to be lit. I want to drop this song. I want to stay on this other path. And I think when the songs didn't work, it was like, okay, I'm happy I was the one who made the decision. Because if you made it for me and it failed, then I'll just keep pointing the finger. So I take it all on my back. And all the mistakes should help you get to like the real place you're looking to get to.
Anybody want to start? Anybody? Everyone.
So I'm into like the technology hardware stuff. I have a pair of Boost headphones. So and you came out with the Raycons. So your product, how will it compete with like the AirPods 2, the Boost, and some new companies that's coming out?
Well, first off, we got the best earbuds on the market. This is where I go into this. Now I go into the zone, right? We got the best earbuds on the planet. They sound the best. The mic quality, the bass quality in the new E25s is crazy. Like every time we put out a product, we keep upgrading. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we put into it. So at this point, nobody else on the market got 7 or 8 different colors. We got 8 more colors coming. You go get an AirPod 2 for $200, $179, $250. You can't beat our price. We have $79.99. Free shipping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Free returns if you need them to come back and we ship you something new. So I think us cutting the price off in half and then still having the better product, that's where we outdo the competition. And you know, our sales, thanks to everybody that's been supporting, is really, 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 really solid. And you know, I'm not the kind of person to throw around numbers and stunt that way, because being humble and just appreciating the support is always where my mind is at. But I think we on their radar.
Yeah.
We on the headphone radar. And earbuds wasn't as popular as they becoming before we put the earbuds out. You know? So I welcome the big homies, Apple and Samsung, to either buy in or buy out.
For sure.
It's right there. Buy in or buy out.
It makes sense to me.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
Definitely a bar.
All right, here we go. Let's go Kenny and then we'll go here.
All right, so I mean, I'm glad that you talked about like all the different things that you do, because you say, you know, the troubles that you have, we don't really see that, but you telling us that like it opens it up. You live behind cameras all day.
Yeah.
So it's like, even with like the Kim Kardashian scandals, like we're taught as like communication students that, you know, no attention is bad attention. And it could have seemed negative to you. Like, how do you use that, you know, and turn that around in your favor?
You know, you just gotta stay in your zone, because there's so much being said, right? If you focus on what's being said, then your focus is now going into like the outside of the circle. If you stay inside the bubble and just continue to push through and know that there's a positive outcome coming on the other side, then I think everything is good. Like a lot of times some of the scandals would come out and I would know like weeks before what's about to happen, and I just be like, I know on this day everybody about to. So I'm prepping for it, you know, I'm preparing for it, and then, you know, the honesty behind anything is always gonna prevail. You know, you can't, like, people ain't stupid, and so I just always try to just keep it 100, and every time I made a mistake, I just recognized it. Like even with the Fabulous interview on the Breakfast Club, I mean, that was you know, I mean, Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like listening back to that, I'm like, you know, and my friends was like, nah, everybody talking about it. I'm like, I don't care what they talk about, fam. That is not cool.
Right.
And then, you know, you just go, okay, I know what to do. Sometimes you can't get too lit and then go on the radio station and go even further. But all of those things affected me in a way where it's helping me grow. I wasn't looking at it and feeling good about it. And so I just had to just keep switching it up. But as far as controversy, I think I paid my controversy dues. You know what I'm saying? Like I paid the dues. I squeezed the juice out of the headphones, right? And so now that I got the baby and the wife, you know, I just always try to think about them first, think about what they would feel whatever I do, because that's just important. Like the career versus family. I mean, you gotta pull it you gotta push it to the side because it's just your responsibility. So that's where my head is at right now. So It's all love, man. The bad and the good all together.
So,
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Okay, my name is Janiyah Britton. I'm the lifestyle and entertainment editor for the TSU Herald.
Nice.
So I know you're a new father. Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I got another
Melody
baby on the way.
and another on the way. Okay, break it down. So I'm just wondering, how was the transition from being like solo dolo? You talked about, you know, living your life, having fun, to being a family man, and how has becoming a family man impacted you as a businessman?
I think that's the reason why I'm climbing. You know, I got a long way to go, but my family and just my values and what I believe in now and what I stand for now is just totally different from when you're younger. And when you're young, you gotta get that out your system now. Because if you don't get the turn up out your system, you're gonna always wanna peek behind the curtain and see what's back there, right? And that could be dangerous in the long run. So, you know, even now, all the stuff y'all doing, you know, just learn it and have fun, have a ball. Because when you obligate yourself or you connect with somebody and you commit yourself, whether you 19 or you 90, the rules don't change and karma does not change, right? So the deeper you hurt people, you gotta deal with that at some point, right? So when you're young, you're supposed to get out there and learn and live. But when you get to a certain age and you still on that, you know, it's only destruction in the forefront of that, so.
sure.
Oh no. Did I answer the question? I think I went off book.
How has it impacted you as a businessman?
Oh
being a
yeah,
family man?
yeah. The blessings, the family created my blessings for the business. Hands down. Without my family, I wouldn't be successful.
Period.
Period.
Thank you.
Period.
Speaking of the business,
Here we go.
can we talk about this creation and the fact that you're giving it away
Oh,
at the
yeah.
concert tonight?
Don't we got another one too? We got two? Okay.
So show them how it works. It's not charged.
So you'll be at the concert?
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Fashion
everywhere.
show,
Listen.
concert.
What happened was I missed yesterday, so I'm going everywhere.
Oh, we partying now.
Absolutely. So you know, I got a curfew. But no, princess and the baby out here, so try to get them to come. Is there somewhere they can go? Like,
I mean, walk around the gallery.
I mean, there's no event that the baby can come to TSU.
Like right now it's the art day. The festivals they can go and have fun, just be warm and stuff like that.
You got games outside right now.
Cause it was hot a couple days
Yeah,
ago.
and now it's cold. But about this bike.
Oh yeah, about the party. He was talking about the after party.
Again about the party.
No, sir.
We'll get to the party. But the bike, this is another version. I got like 4 versions of this bike. I sold the company to a Canadian company called Loopshare, but I still run the marketing, and we on the stock market right now. So the company went public. But this is the icon. The Scooty Bike Classic looks different. It's got like a different light. This fold up capability is better because you can just kind of fold it up. Put it down, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Walk in like,
Just like that.
y'all good, shit, let's get to work. You know what I mean? It's like one of them. So the fold up on this is cooler because it's just like it can stand up on some like futuristic stuff. I got another one that I'll push the button and it automatically unfolds itself.
Oh, okay.
So how you gonna be giving them away?
Shit, huh?
How you gonna be giving it away at the concert?
I don't know how they're giving it away.
Is it a raffle?
Is it a raffle?
We had to come up with
We ain't come up with that
It's
yet.
my birthday. You can give it
It
to me.
is? Happy birthday.
I appreciate it.
It ain't my birthday.
Nah, just playing. But you say you haven't figured it out yet? All right, so at the concert we'll figure it out, and somebody will be going home with a scooty bike.
Yeah, 2 Scooty bikes.
2 scooty bikes. You're giving away 2. So back to the questions real quick.
Tire flat because it just came out the box. So when you buy one, everything brand new. You know, the air not included.
It's okay. We got it.
So in a time where like our president or some of our like local political officials are saying that like there is no climate change is not an issue, how is this contrasting that? Because this is totally electronic. You can't do anything. It goes like fast and really like.
This is what the future should look like as far as us helping climate change. This bike and everything that the Scooty Bike brand represents is the green initiative. So no gas, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to keep polluting our earth, because you see how the weather is changing and things is happening. Like LA right now is on fire. Everywhere we used to live in Porter Ranch and Simi Valley is all on fire as we speak. So who knows how all of these things are happening globally, but we are definitely playing a part in it. So I'm proud to say that my first product ever is a part of the Green Initiative and a part of helping change the world in a better way. You know what I mean?
So will you have more Green Initiative projects in the works?
Yeah, definitely. The Scooty Bike brand now is going global, so we got deals in Beirut, Kuwait, Singapore, Japan. We just did a deal in Japan, and we're acquiring companies so we can all build up as one unit to take the electric bike transportation further than it is now. So right now you can get the bird bikes and you can go and ride them around and go like 5 blocks, 10 blocks, but there's no electric bikes that can take you from here 20 miles down. That you can still beat the traffic. So that's what we're working on now, is to create these devices where you can hop on a bike and go from, if I'm in New York, from Harlem to Long Island. You know what I mean? And if you're on a bike, you're guaranteed to get there 45 minutes early or 30 minutes earlier than anybody in traffic. So now it's just taking what people having fun doing and really globalizing it and making it something that they use in their day-to-day to get around to help them move out. And safety.
So they say we got time for 2 more questions.
We have one right here.
Let's go right here, and then we'll come back.
Have you thought about like a kid's version of the Scooty Bike for like recreational use and stuff? Have you thought about like a kid's version of the Scooty Bike for like recreational use and stuff?
I'm happy you said that. We got the mini bike. We got the Scooty mini bike. It's little. I ride the Scooty mini bike just because I'm short, but it's a little version of this, and it goes the same speed. But if you're a little kid, you could get on it and have a ball.
So it's something like Melody.
Like Melody, you mean like a little bitty bike?
Yeah, maybe like just for toys and stuff.
My bigger company, Cowboy Wholesale, who invested in us and gave us the bread to do, they got all that stuff, like the little cars, the little bikes for the kids. Again, like getting these products at a wholesale rate, you still in the hundreds, right? So if you spend $200 on this bike to sell it for $300, if you want to buy 200,000 bikes, you got to buy $200 every bike. That's a lot of money, right? So, I mean, if you sell 1 million bikes at $1,000, you make $1 billion. Just 1 million bikes at $1,000, but everybody ain't gonna just spend $1,000 on a bike today. They'd rather get a computer, they'd rather get some but you get what I mean? So, it has to make sense in people's day-to-day lives. I think as the birds keep progressing, people will want to get their own personalized bike to get around them, right? Because that's what's in right now. In 100 years, I think everybody will be on electric bikes. If you look at the movies and you see the future, and they go to the future, everybody's on bikes. Everybody's on bikes. Now, I don't want to get too psychotic and weird in here.
All right, so one more question.
Down, you know what I mean? But
right.
I'm a weirdo.
Last question.
2 questions. One of the students wants to know
She said 1.
Okay. My apologies.
That's
One person, 2 questions.
Yeah.
Okay. How much is a bike? Also, going back to what you were talking about, finding an agent. I am the news editor for the TSU Herald, but I'm also a theater major. I act for TV and stage. So my question to you is, how do we as students get connected with the right agencies to promote ourselves in the industry effectively?
I think now that we have computers, and now that we have LinkedIn, now that we have a bunch of ways to reach out, a lot of times you can Google, places in LA or somebody that you're looking to connect with, right? And just tying in, like going the extra mile, finding the person you really want to work with and emailing them over and over until they send something back. People like that, you know what I'm saying? The more aggressive you are in your journey, and like when I wanted to give the Migos and Cardi B, I needed them to all have a bike. Drake, everybody had a bike. I made like 15 bikes and I just waited outside. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna come. They'll be here, And my team like, fam, come on, let's roll. This ain't how we do business. I'm like, just give it a minute. Like, I'll put Cardi B's name on the bike, the Migos, and I'm just waiting in. Boom. 2 hours later, they hop out the car. What's up, Ray? I made y'all your bikes. Oh shit, y'all. Saw their names and we all connected. So it's one of those like mental, like I'm gonna get it done no matter what. Even if I gotta sit outside for days, I'm gonna make this thing happen. So it's one of those kind of things. Like, I really want to get that movie, the Aretha Franklin movie. But I've been so busy, I probably won't make the audition But when you said that in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna get with her later. Maybe she can take me to the acting place and coach me for this role real quick. Like that's where my mind is at, no matter what. So it's just really being that person that wants to be number one in what they want to do. That means you gotta cut down on the partying and all of this other stuff that you should be doing when you're young. But to take over the world, it takes this crazy mental like box you gotta stay in no matter what's going on out there. You're trying to create something that's gonna feed it to everybody that's having a good time. So you're in control. If not, then you are part of the environment that the person that's trying to be in control is selling to.
Right.
So, you know, again, I'm starting to sound weird.
Any of your companies,
That ain't no problem.
real quick, any of your companies do internships or anything like that?
We need interns.
I'm sorry, this
No,
intern, this is for everybody.
I would love more interns to work with because interns become the bosses. Like if you watch shows, like the interns be the ones that you talk to, and then they kind of help you build the company, and then they deserve to get their position. So I would love to figure out how can we tie in with interns. I got the companies. I got like 5 companies. I just need it has to go through a proper channel where you get credit and stuff like that. Run that. Okay. I knew that's why I knew I was supposed to.
Okay, so what's up?
Did you talk about that?
Yep. So the earbuds, the best earbuds on the planet. Listen, I welcome Apple, even though they the big homies. No disrespect, Apple. You know, buy in or buy out. Samsung, come on. I got the iPhone and the Samsung. I support both of y'all. Apple. But I'm saying, like, they got big billion-dollar companies helping them push the line, right? I'm happy B. Taylor walked in. What's up, B. Taylor? B. Taylor is the global ambassador for America's military, hands down, right?
All right.
And he represents the music and he represents the country, right? So if you Google, I don't know, I was watching TV one day and I saw the president with his hand up and somebody was singing the national anthem. Then I saw the soldiers and then it panned to B. Taylor singing the national anthem. I'm like, what the? You know what I mean? He called me a day before. He said, you want to meet the president? I said, yeah, I want to meet the president, man. He said, meet me out in Vegas the next day. And I'm like, don't I got to get cleared, like a 3-week clearance or whatever? It was like, they already cleared you, I got you. Next day, I was chilling with Obama. I got pictures of proof. I'm like FaceTiming with him, like, yo, president, you know, he kissing baby. But to have relationships like B. Taylor and people that are young that have great relationships outside of what you do is important. You gotta have a strong group of people. You know how to do one thing. I know how to market the hell out of the products. I don't know how to do online ad buys, or I don't know how to do good customer service or drop shipping. So you gotta hire everybody that's at the top of their level to build the company. You know what I mean? And your friends and the people that you like call on the phone, those are the people you want to keep close because you never know when you're gonna be.
I'm a military veteran also. Just tell you.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. You're
Y'all can see I don't do this all the time, so I'm into this. We didn't get enough done.
We didn't. So whenever you want to do it again, man, let's set it up.
All right.
These type of
We can set it up, but I
definitely
want to be around and try to learn from everybody else because the youth and the people that's younger than me, they got the plug.
Sure.
They got the mindset for the future. We're talking 20, 30 years, 10 years from now. I need to know y'all.
For sure. We can see it, man. It's a plethora of students here, man. That's super and the student leaders are in this room, so take your pick, man. There's a bunch of good students out here.
Man, I'm gonna set it up. I'm really with this business though. Like I'm really with taking stuff from ground up, from nothing, right? With a small team and building it up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, let me put my grill in.
You in Texas, why not?
All right, 1, 2, 3.
There you go. There you go.
I appreciate y'all.
Oh, but it's Crime Jewels. He from out here too. See, Crime Jewels from H-Town.